Right now, everyone feels the need to debate who is better, Michael Jordan or LeBron James. We are not going to do that, at least not yet, because today, instead, I have one of the craziest basketball conspiracies of all time. Now, I'm putting a warning on this video right now. This is a conspiracy, which means some of you might think it's a stretch, but for those of you that believe it, I mean, it just puts Michael Jordan's competitiveness to a whole nother level. So, how are you guys doing? My name is Mike, and before we get started, I have some very exciting news. My brand, Up Next, is officially launching today. That's right now, if you go to upnextbrand.com or just click the link in the description, you can buy any of the shirts I'm about to show you. Now, with this brand, I wanted to do something very different than other YouTubers. A lot of people just put merch with their names on it, with their faces on it, with their catchphrases. I wanted to make clothing that just a general community of basketball lovers would want to show off. So you can see on the site right now, we've got shirts like Fear is a Liar, which is my favorite. We've also got Leave Your Mark, Laced Up, Born for This. We have so many things already, and this is just the launch. We even have phone cases and we have youth sizes. So if you like what we're doing here, if you like the shirts and you want to support your boy, go buy some stuff. And if you do, make sure to tweet me that you did buy something, because I'm going to be following everyone who tweets at me at Mike Korz that they bought something. Guys, so much work went into this. I hope you're as excited as I am about this launch. Remember, fear is a liar. And now let's get into this video. Now, we all know that on the court, Michael Jordan would do anything to win. At all times, he gave absolutely 100% effort and expected everyone around him to do the same. Just look at this man's face and you can understand what I'm saying. Or just listen to these stories about his competitiveness. For instance, in the 1992 Olympics, Christian Laettner beat Jordan in a simple game of ping pong. After losing, Mike threw the paddle and apparently didn't talk to anyone for 2 days. Instead of talking, he had a ping pong table brought up to his hotel room, practiced non-stop, and then proceeded to destroy Laettner in their rematch 21-4. And if you think that's bad, former North Carolina coach Buzz Peterson remembers the time that he invited Michael over to his house to play cards with Buzz and his mom, who was, of course, an old lady. When Mrs. Peterson went to the bathroom, Buzz actually caught MJ trying to cheat at the card game because that's how much he wanted to win. He was willing to do anything, even cheat with his teammates, as there was a time where he bribed airport workers to put his luggage out first. Then, when his teammates were waiting for the luggage to come out after the plane landed, Michael bet his teammates that his luggage would come out first and, of course, won the bet. So, at this point, I think you get it. Michael Jordan would do anything to win meaningless bets and ping pong games. He is, without a doubt, in my opinion, the most competitive man to ever live. So when it came to basketball, the sport that he needed to be the best at, how far do you think he was willing to go to keep his throne? Well, the answer to that during his playing days comes to us during the 1993 NBA Finals, because it was in these finals that Jordan proved how much he was really able to mentally defeat someone before they had even stepped foot on the court. Because throughout this season, it was pretty clear that the Phoenix Suns were actually going to be a threat to the Bulls and their hopes of a three-peat. In fact, the Suns would actually finish with the best record in the league that year, as they won 62 games and thus claimed home court advantage in the finals. Many thought they had a serious chance to actually take down Jordan, but what those people did not know was that Michael had been waiting for this moment all year. Throughout that season, Jordan pretended to become very good friends with Charles Barkley. The two would often talk, hang out, play golf, you know, things that friends usually do. And so it wasn't weird to Chuck that when before game 4, Mike asked him to play golf. Now, I don't really need to explain how weird that was. 2 stars on opposing teams playing golf before a finals game? That wouldn't even happen now when players are much closer to each other. But this golf outing did happen, and after 48 holes of golf, Mike actually gave Charles a pair of diamond earrings worth $20,000. This seemed like a nice gift from a friend, but really, Mike had a completely evil reason behind this present. Because when asked why he gave Chuck the earrings, Mike responded with, "Now he won't get in my way the rest of the series. What's $20,000 to me? Charles thinks we're great friends. I hate that fat So yeah, Mike pretended to be friends with Charles Barkley so that he wouldn't challenge him on the court, and he was right. Jordan would drop 55 points in Game 4, and the Bulls would win the 1993 Finals in 6 games. Which brings us to the conspiracy part of this video. A conspiracy that, if true, might be the craziest thing I've ever heard. Because, as we already know, Jordan would do anything to win during his playing days. But according to multiple people, including journalist Shea Serrano, Jordan did not stop pulling strings when his playing days were over, because apparently Mike is willing to do anything to keep his legacy as the game's greatest player, even sabotage his own teams. Yes, according to Serrano, during his time as a general manager and owner, Jordan has traded or cut certain players to keep his legacy in line. The first instance of this apparently came in 2002, when Rip Hamilton found himself on the Wizards and averaged 20 points per game as a third-year player. It was at this time that Kobe Bryant had emerged as a true NBA superstar, and many were saying he was the next Jordan. So apparently, to make it much harder for Kobe to win rings, Jordan traded Rip Hamilton to an up-and-coming Detroit Pistons team in exchange for the hot-headed Jerry Stackhouse. Stackhouse would have one good season in Washington before he completely fell off, while Rip would continue to develop, become a 3-time All-Star, and of course, help the Detroit Pistons beat the Lakers in the 2004 NBA Finals, denying Kobe an extra ring that would have boosted his legacy. Going further with this, as we all know, the real threat to Jordan's GOAT status recently has been LeBron James, which is why Serrano states that when Jordan took over the Bobcats, it was now his mission to derail LeBron, which is why apparently in 2010, Jordan traded Tyson Chandler to the Mavericks, who desperately needed a center, for 3 absolute scrubs. This was a horrible trade for Charlotte, but incredible for Dallas, as without Tyson Chandler, the Mavs most likely would not have beaten the LeBron-led Miami Heat in the 2011 Finals. And the very next year, Jordan would make the questionable move of just cutting a great role player in Boris Diaw. The Spurs would of course pick him up and used him as a key piece in a championship run, as Diaw absolutely proved his worth in the 2014 Finals by averaging 6.2 points, 8.6 rebounds, and 5.8 assists per game. This was of course the Finals where the Spurs beat the LeBron-led Heat, which meant that 2 of the players that Jordan got rid of in clearly terrible decisions would go on to keep LeBron from adding 2 more championship rings to his collection. Now again, I want to stress that this is a conspiracy, which means there is no definitive proof here. Maybe Michael wasn't pulling strings and trying to keep his rivals from building their resumes, maybe he just made some really bad decisions. However, it is very interesting that these bad moves did have a direct negative impact on Kobe and LeBron. And so, if this is true, I mean, the man really is an evil genius. Because if LeBron had 5 championships right now instead of 3, so many more people would claim that he really was the greatest of all time. But for now, Jordan still has double the championships that LeBron has, and that is a huge part of the Jordan versus LeBron argument. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I've got to say, out of all the conspiracy videos I've done, this one probably is the biggest stretch. But I just wanted to do this video because if it's true, again, I mean, what does that make Michael Jordan as a person? If he really thought like that, if he really cared about his legacy that much, that he was willing to purposely trash his own team, I mean, that man's just probably a sociopath, if he wasn't already. I mean, I love him, but there's probably a line somewhere. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe. We do videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday around 6 p.m. Eastern. And again, Up Next clothing brand is out. Make sure to go click the link below or just go to upnextbrand.com. And if you like what you see, buy some stuff, man. And if you do buy some stuff, make sure to send it to me on Twitter and I'm going to follow you. So with that said, to everyone who's already subscribed, thank you so much for supporting. You're awesome. We all know it. And as always, have an awesome day and cue that music.